Iga Świątek, the silent power behind a champion's mind. When you think of a world tennis champion, what do you see? A powerful serve? Lightning-fast footwork? A trophy lifted under flashing lights? That's what most of us notice. But what if the most powerful part of a Grand Slam champion isn't the racket in her hand, but the mindset behind every shot? Iga Świątek has become a name synonymous with excellence. But behind the stats and winning streaks lies a story far more compelling. One that starts not on center court, but in moments of self-doubt, pressure, and an intense battle with her own expectations. Before she became a world number one, before she conquered Paris, Miami, and Wimbledon, she had to master something no one could see: her mind. At just 19, Swiatek shocked the world by winning Roland Garros. But instead of basking in glory, she quietly questioned if she even belonged there. That internal conflict became her biggest opponent. And like a true champion, she didn't run from it. She leaned in. She built a team not just of coaches and trainers, but of psychologists, thinkers, mentors, people who helped her sharpen the most crucial part of her game: focus under fire. What makes Swiatek extraordinary isn't just her footwork or her backhand. It's her willingness to face the uncomfortable. In a sport filled with pressure and perfectionism, she's chosen honesty, vulnerability, growth. She trains her brain the same way she trains her serve, with repetition, discipline, and trust in the process. The result? A player who doesn't just win titles. She rewrites what it means to be a modern athlete. And that's what we're here to explore. Not just the highlights, but the headspace. Not just the results, but the resilience. Because Swiatek's journey is more than tennis. It's a masterclass in mental toughness and a roadmap for anyone chasing excellence under pressure. Tennis, so if you're passionate about tennis, not just the game, but the minds that shape it, stick around. This is where we uncover the unseen edges of greatness. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to Pro Tennis 360, your home for the deeper stories, the defining moments, and the players who push the sport forward. The rise of Iga Świątek, from underdog to world number one. In the competitive world of professional tennis, meteoric rises are rare, but Iga Świątek's story defies convention. Her journey from an unseeded teenager in 2020 to world number one and multiple Grand Slam champion isn't just inspiring, it's revolutionary. At 19, Iga stormed through Roland Garros without dropping a single set, becoming the first Polish player to win a Grand Slam singles title. But what many don't realize is that her path to greatness started long before that iconic victory in Paris. Born in Warsaw, Poland, Iga grew up in a country where tennis wasn't a mainstream sport. Her father, a former Olympic rower, instilled in her the mindset of an elite athlete from a young age. What she lacked in exposure or funding compared to her Western counterparts, she made up for in work ethic, discipline, and an insatiable drive to learn. Her early years were filled with quiet progress, junior tournaments, rigorous training blocks, and a team that believed in the long game. The 2020 Roland Garros win changed everything. Overnight, Swiatek went from a promising prospect to a national icon. Yet, instead of embracing fame, she turned inward. She questioned her worth, wondered if her success was a fluke, and grappled with the weight of public expectations. These were not the thoughts of a typical champion. But then again, Iga was never typical. Rather than crumble under pressure, she used it as fuel. She revamped her team, brought in psychologist Daria Abramovich, and restructured her training to emphasize mental clarity. Iga didn't just want to win. She wanted to understand how to win consistently, sustainably, and joyfully. This mindset propelled her to greater heights. In 2022, she went on a historic 37-match win streak, the longest in women's tennis since 1997, capturing titles in Doha, Miami, Stuttgart, Rome, and a second Roland Garros crown. Her dominance wasn't just physical, it was intellectual. Her ability to adapt mid-match, reset emotionally, and manage pressure became her true weapon. Swiatek's rise isn't merely about statistics or trophies. It's about evolution. from an unsure teenager into a composed, thoughtful champion who redefines what peak performance looks like. Her story teaches us that greatness isn't just about talent. It's about transformation. Tennis. For more untold journeys like this, make sure you subscribe to Pro Tennis 360, where we uncover the real stories behind the rankings. The journey to the top, from Paris to the pinnacle of tennis. The road that led Iga Świątek to the top was not paved with roses. It was a long journey, full of pressure, effort, and determination. In 2020, at just 19 years old, she entered the French Open as a relatively unknown player. Ranked world number 54, few people believed she would go far. But then, after 7 matches without dropping a single set, Swiatek claimed the championship, defeating Sofia Kenin in the final with a score of 6-4, 6-1. The victory in Paris didn't just usher in a new era for Swiatek. It also changed the way people viewed her. From a flash of hope to a reality, she proved that anyone, from anywhere, with talent and willpower, can reach the top. She then continued to climb. Just months later, she won more WTA titles, breaking into the world top 10 for the first time in 2021. But the summit is not the destination. For Swiatek, success is a process. She was not satisfied with one Grand Slam. She wanted more titles, more surface types, more challenges. This very ambition led her to an impressive winning streak, dominating WTA tournaments, becoming world number 1, and gradually building a personal brand defined not just by technique, but by courage and an exceptional mindset. In that journey, every title, every championship is not just a point on the scoreboard, but proof of her day-by-day maturity. Roland Garros, Rome WTA 1000s, and then the victory at the Wimbledon Championships 2025 on the grass court, where she was once doubted. Swiatek didn't just defeat her opponents. She overcame fear, prejudice, and limits. If you think success is about luck, look at her journey. If you think tennis is about the strongest forehand, let Swiatek prove that sometimes the most powerful weapon is perseverance, steel resolve, and a continuous learning mindset. Psychology and strategy, the secret to every arena. One thing that makes Iga Świątek exceptional isn't just her technique, physicality, or speed, but her psychology and match strategy. A crucial part of that secret comes from the collaboration with Daria Abramovich, the sports psychologist who has accompanied her since 2019. Abramovich not only helped Swiatek stabilize her emotions under pressure, but also built a systematic mental training program for her, from meditation, visualization, to cognitive reaction exercises, helping her maintain sharp awareness and focus throughout every match. In tennis, a sport with many pauses, many short moments to think between points, maintaining such a high level of concentration is extremely difficult. Many players believe that psychology is 80% of the match, and with Swiatek, she made that a reality. She learned to accept the pressure, use it as fuel, and transform fear into determination. Not only that, she knows how to deal with defeat, no avoidance, no dramatization. When things go wrong, when the pressure is too immense, she doesn't give up but steps back, analyzes, learns, and returns stronger. This mature mindset makes her always a tough competitor. Because even if you play your best, if you lose your mental fortitude, the mental map of the match, you can still collapse. Swiatek's strategy on the court is therefore diverse, not always attack, not always aggressive. She knows when to be patient, when to wait, and when to read the opponent's game. Combined with a powerful forehand technique, sharp return of serve, and abundant stamina, she becomes a rare, all-around player. And above all, she makes it clear to viewers that modern tennis requires not just power and skill, it demands intellect and a balanced mind. Victory, direct hit that comes not just from a match, but from process and belief. Every championship, every title that Iga Świątek wins is not the result of a single day, but the consequence of a long process. Training, recovery, tactics, mindset, and psychology. When she stepped onto the court at Wimbledon 2025, where she was once doubted, all eyes questioned, could the Queen of Clay conquer the grass court? But with intelligent play, stability, and unwavering composure, she turned doubt into admiration. She was devastating in the final with a 6-0, 6-0 result, a historic double bagel. The moment the racket was raised after match point is not just personal glory. It is a testament to self-belief, faith in the team behind her, and trust in the process she and her team chose. That is the moment every sweat drop, every doubt, every difficulty became worthwhile. Her success shows that the pinnacle belongs not to the one who hits the hardest, but to the one who is most persistent, wisest when facing pressure, and who dares to invest in their mind, not just their muscles. Swiatek achieved that, and she is redefining what we call talent. If you want to understand why a forehand is not everything, why a title is not the end goal, look at the journey, the head, and the heart of a winner. And if you believe that every player has a story worth telling, you are in the right place. Backhand index pointing right, don't forget to hit subscribe to the Pro Tennis 360 channel, not to miss the stories behind the victories, the true moments of today's tennis stars. The Steel Psyche, the champion's undetected tool. Pressure for Iga Świątek never only appears in the stands. It is always present, in the gaze, in every serve, in every point. But what sets her apart is how she transforms that pressure into a part of her strength. Instead of fear, she accepts. Instead of avoidance, she confronts. And from that, a steel psyche is forged, an unseen weapon that no opponent can easily break. Since her first championship at the French Open 2020, when she was only 19, ranked world number 54, and unexpectedly won, Iga didn't see it as the peak, but as the beginning. In the subsequent breakthrough phase, she knew that every beautiful result could be shaken if her mind wasn't solid. Therefore, she added an indispensable element to her team, a psychological expert, Daria Abramovich, who helps Iga sweep away pressure, maintain focus, and stabilize emotions before every major match. Every break between games, every changeover, every moment of tension. For Iga is a time to reset her mindset. She practices the ability to clear the data in her head, forget the pressure, forget the expectations, and simply play her point. While many players tend to collapse under the weight of titles, Iga finds a way to turn it into a solid foundation. And thanks to that attitude, she doesn't just win with the racket. She wins with her head. When powerful forehands and relentless attacks start to slow down, when stamina is strained, when the opponent finds their rhythm, Iga remains calm, remains clear-headed. That is why she often stages comebacks, maintains stable form, and makes fewer mistakes than many of her peers. Psychology is not a secondary factor. It is the core of victory. If you ever thought tennis only required skill and physique, look at Iga. She proves that success at the highest level demands a cool head, a determined heart, and a mindset more resilient than the strongest aces. Intelligent strategy, when the art of shot making meets tactical thinking. What makes an all-around player is not just power, but the ability to read the match, adapt tactics, and hit the opponent's weaknesses. And Iga Świątek has turned strategy into an integral part of her game. On clay, she hits heavy forehands, curving the ball to open up the opponent's angles, then suddenly strikes deep, stopping their run. On grass court, where many thought she was at a disadvantage, she knows how to use her speed, flexible movement, and precision to impose her game. She doesn't follow a fixed blasting style. Instead, every match is like a chess game. She relies on rhythm, changes her shots, turns attack into defense, and defense into attack, according to the unfolding situation. Iga's technique is sharp, but what makes it more dangerous is the head that knows when to hit hard, when to curve. When facing strong counterpunchers, she doesn't force the ball, but extends a rally, exhausting the opponent before finding a winner. When playing fast movers, she targets angles, prolongs the point, using tactics instead of brute force. A large part of that strategy comes from her and her team analyzing opponents' every serve, every movement habit, every weakness. She never steps onto the court without a map where the opponent might run, what angle they might hit, and how she should respond. As a result, she is no longer a reactive player, but the one controlling the match. That turns every one of Iga's victories into a testament. Modern tennis is no longer simply about who is stronger, but who is more strategically prepared, who is more flexible in their plan, and who uses their head more than just their muscles. That is art, and IGA is increasingly mastering that art. Influence and legacy. IGA is more than a champion. Victories, titles, top ranking. Those are only the visible parts when talking about Iga Świątek. Behind the title champion is a broader influence. She is making an impact not only on the court, but in the minds of an entire young generation. That with the right mindset, clear strategy, and self-belief, no country is too small, no starting point is too humble. As the first Pole to win a Grand Slam, Iga became a national icon, opening a new era for Polish tennis, inspiring young talents from less-known places. Many young people started picking up a racket, not just because of her forehand or her serve, but because they believe they too can write their own story. Furthermore, the way Iga approaches the sport, with professionalism, seriousness, and methodical training, makes her a modern role model. No complacency after winning, no relying on emotions after every title, but continuous improvement, learning, and staying humble. She shows us that winning is not the destination, but the journey of self-improvement. With every Grand Slam, every shot, every match, Iga doesn't just score for herself. She expands her influence, redefining the standard for an all-around player, affirming that the psychological and tactical aspects are as crucial as physical fitness, and sending the message that the limit is only in the head, if you are strong enough to overcome it. And if you watching this video are dreaming of a racket, an ace, a title, or simply believing in yourself, let Iga's story be the proof that with passion, willpower, and the right mindset, every limit can be broken. Backhand index pointing right if you want to continue exploring the journey, secrets, and inspiration from top players. Don't forget to hit subscribe to the Pro Tennis 360 channel. Every video is a story, every match is a lesson. New mindset after pressure, growth through every match. Pressure for Iga Świątek never only appears in the stands. It is always present, in the gaze, in every serve, in every point. But what sets her apart is how she transforms that pressure into a part of her strength. Instead of fear, she accepts. Instead of avoidance, she confronts. And from that, a steel psyche is forged, an unseen weapon that no opponent can easily break. Since her first championship at the French Open 2020, when she was only 19, ranked world number 54, and unexpectedly won, Iga didn't see it as the peak, but as the beginning. In the subsequent breakthrough phase, she knew that every beautiful result could be shaken if her mind wasn't solid. Therefore, she added an indispensable element to her team, a psychological expert, Daria Abramovich, who helps Iga sweep away pressure, maintain focus, and stabilize emotions before every major match. Every break between games, every changeover, every moment of tension. For Iga is a time to reset her mindset. She practices the ability to clear the data in her head, forget the pressure, forget the expectations, and simply play her point. While many players tend to collapse under the weight of titles, Iga finds a way to turn it into a solid foundation. And thanks to that attitude, she doesn't just win with the racket, she wins with her head. When powerful forehands and relentless attacks start to slow down, when stamina is strained, when the opponent finds their rhythm, Iga remains calm, remains clear-headed. That is why she often stages comebacks, maintains stable form, and makes fewer mistakes than many of her peers. Psychology is not a secondary factor. It is the core of victory. If you ever thought tennis only required skill and physique, look at Iga. She proves that success at the highest level demands a cool head, a determined heart, and a mindset more resilient than the strongest aces. Global impact. Iga Świątek, the symbol of a new generation. Victories, titles, top ranking. Those are only the visible parts when talking about Iga Świątek. Behind the title champion is a broader influence. She is making an impact not only on the court, but in the minds of an entire young generation. That with the right mindset, clear strategy, and self-belief, no country is too small, no starting point is too humble. As the first Pole to win a Grand Slam, Iga became a national icon, opening a new era for Polish tennis, inspiring young talents from less-known places. Many young people started picking up a racket, not just because of her forehand or her serve, but because they believe they too can write their own story. Furthermore, The way Iga approaches the sport with professionalism, seriousness, and methodical training makes her a modern role model. No complacency after winning, no relying on emotions after every title, but continuous improvement, learning, and staying humble. She shows us that winning is not the destination, but the journey of self-improvement. With every Grand Slam, every shot, every match, Iga doesn't just score for herself. She expands her influence, redefining the standard for an all-around player, affirming that the psychological and tactical aspects are as crucial as physical fitness, and sending the message that the limit is only in the head if you are strong enough to overcome it. And if you, watching this video, are dreaming of a racket, an ace, a title, or simply believing in yourself, let Iga's story be the proof that with passion, willpower, and the right mindset, every limit can be broken. Backhand index pointing right if you want to continue exploring the journey, secrets, and inspiration from top players. Don't forget to hit subscribe to the Pro Tennis 360 channel. Every video is a story, every match is a lesson. The champion spirit. Iga Świątek's legacy is more than just titles. In a world of sport where aces, spectacular saves, or Grand Slam titles are the measure of success, Iga Świątek reveals a different standard. A steel spirit and enduring intellect. Her journey is not just a race for achievement, but a profound lesson on how to confront pressure, maintain motivation, and keep one's personal identity amidst the glare of fame. Iga has never let victory blur her thirst for self-improvement. For her, every title is just a temporary punctuation mark to continue the bigger story. She doesn't need to shout that she is number one. Her calm demeanor, professionalism, and dedication speak for themselves. That is what makes millions around the world admire Iga, not just as a champion on the court, but as a mental symbol of composure, bravery, and mindfulness. Looking back at the entire journey, from a relatively unknown Polish girl at 19 to a world-leading star, Iga Świątek not only established her name but deeply inspired that everyone can overcome fear, conquer themselves, and make a difference if they dare to believe and persevere. You might be a young player, an avid tennis fan, or simply someone who loves inspiring comeback stories. Iga's journey has surely touched a part of you. Backhand index pointing right, and if you want to continue being inspired by journeys like this, where victory comes not only from muscle, but from inner mental strength, then don't forget to subscribe to the Pro Tennis 360 channel. Here, we don't just talk about the players, but reveal the stories behind the court, the effort, the strategy, the psychology, and the legacy they leave behind. Join us to explore deeper into the world of elite tennis, where emotion, victory, and humanity intertwine. And who knows, you might just find the inspiration for your own journey. Pro Tennis 360, where every point is a story.